Okay, so soldering. Soldering it's definitely a something you can learn, and there's correct ways to do it, and there's some incorrect ways of doing it. So when you're gonna solder or desolder, whatever. Right now I'm gonna desolder. What you do is, and I used to teach this to my kids. I was a God, 92, 93. I got hired to teach computer maintenance, and part of it was teaching electronics and soldering and all that. And I did that for probably about 10 years. And I taught the kids how to solder. And so the way you do it is, obviously you let me see if I can pick, oop, what did I do there? Yeah. Let me see if I can pick this up just a little bit without turning everything off. But you can see my iron way back there in the background. That's a Pace MBT 250. I do have a desoldering gun that comes with it. You can put a hot air to it. You can put tweezers. Anyway, it's a really nice system. It sells for about, now it's, you can't pick this up for less than, if they're still making it, for less than $1,500 and up. I was very lucky. Several years ago, I picked the iron up with the desoldering and the soldering gun, the desoldering gun and the soldering gun. I want to say it was like $900. There was a site I ran into. They were just, I don't know if they were just trying to get rid of them or whatever. But it was brand new. All right, so it's set to 600 degrees Fahrenheit. That's how hot the solder needs to be. The solder I use has got flux within the center. I know that's hard to see, but it's got flux within the center. And so the first thing you do is you're going to clean. You're going to take your iron. You're going to clean. And then if you want to shock it, like there's a sponge right here, you can shock it. And let's see if we can clean it again because it had some stuff on there. And then we're going to add a little bit of solder to it. Okay. And now I'm going to take my tweezers. I'm going to grab this red one over here that I'm trying to remove. And I'm going to heat that one up and try not to melt any other wires. Okay, that one came off real easy. Okay. All right, I'm still good. You know what? Let me clean it again. Let me go to the next one. Clean. Put some solder on it. So this is the process. Okay. The next wire is going to be black. And I know you guys probably are having a hard time seeing it because I'm blocking the light and whatever, but let me grab it here. And I'm going to touch it right there. And it should, come on. Okay, so that doesn't, if it doesn't want to take it off, then you clean it again. Put some solder on it. And I'm using a really fine tip. I think this is a 1/16 of an inch. All right. Put some more solder on here. Okay. And let's see if I can get this guy off. The red one came off real easy. I don't know why this thing's giving me a hard time. All right, black one came off. No problem. And now I got to do the yellow one. All right, the yellow one came off. Okay. Right now, for the red ones, or rather the larger wires, I'll turn it this way. For these larger wires, these guys right here, I'm going to switch the tip to this guy right here because I need just a little bit more heat. All right, so again, once you finish soldering, you clean the tip. You can shock it with the wet sponge. You put solder on it. And then you would put the iron in its holder. And then when you're ready to solder again, you go through the same steps. You take it out, you clean it. If you feel you need to shock it, the shocking basically is going to remove any of the carbon. It shocks it, it'll remove it. And then you put solder on it, and then you go either desolder or solder. And that's for every single solder point that you're doing, you have to go through that step. Okay? And it just basically guarantees that you're going to get the putting the solder on the tip. It's kind of known as tinning. You can tinning a wire. Like I would teach the kids how to take two wires, twist them, and then, you know, if you have the proper, you know, flex core solder, you know, you heat one side, and then from the other side you put the solder, and then it melts. The other way I would show them is they would strip the wires, they'd twist them, and then they would put solder at the end. And then we had some helping hands, and they'd put them together like this, and then they'd solder them. But the process was clean. You know, the helping hands would be holding the wire. They'd put solder on it. They'd clean. They'd go to this other wire over here. They'd put solder on it. Then they'd move the helping hands. You know, put the wire like this. I'll bring a set of helping hands to show you all what that is. And then they would clean, shock, whatever, put solder on it, and then they come and solder it. And I would just have them practice that. And some of the kids, man, really got it. So right now what I need to do is take the tip off, and this is where you put the tip. We can probably put the tip on this. This is made out of silicone, but I'm going to put the tip, I'm just going to place it right here. And so all you do is you take this guy right here, you undo it, you put it there, make sure it doesn't slide off, and come on, stay right there. Wow. Why is it doing that? I don't know if y'all can see what it's doing. That's pretty amazing. Got the new tip on here. Okay, since this is a new tip, I'm going to let it heat up. And then I'm going to put solder on here, put it in there, and we're going to go through a process here. So I'm going to let it heat up. I don't know if y'all noticed the temperature went down. So it's heating up the, I know it's kind of hard to see it, but it went down to like 5 something, 520 or so. This is the tool you use to pull the tips off and place them. Okay, so it went up, wow, that shot up to 630. So I'm gonna let it come down. So when you get a new tip, you have to tin the tip also. And it's a process, and you need to do it for a couple of minutes. So, all right, so I think the tip, it's about 600, so I'm going to go ahead and just put solder on it. And I'm going to put it in there. And I'm going to leave it there probably for about 2 or 3 minutes. All right, so I'm not going to bore you with that process. I need to do that for at least another 4 to 5 minutes before I'm going to use it on this. All right, I'll be back. Okay. I'm going to see if I can do this. I'm going to try and pull off the red one first here and not burn anything up. Wow. Come on. That's wild. It didn't want to come off. Some more solder on it. It should just come off. Well, let me try this one. Wow. Okay. And that took a lot longer to come off of there. Some more solder on here. You know, it might be possible that okay. All right, there you go. All right, clean, shock, put some water on it, solder on it, and then put it into the holder and leave it there. Okay. That was kind of weird. It did take a little bit longer to take that off. All right, now it's removing the leg. And this is what's kind of it's kind of scary to me because I've never done this, and to me, it just seems like right here it's less spring-loaded, or I don't know, it could be more than over here. Okay, I'll be back. I'm just kind of debating on how to do this because he does it this way, and when he takes these two guys out, this oblong thing goes, and it goes that way, and it's like he kind of struggles trying to get it in. And to me, it seems like if this guy's this way, it almost seems like there's not very much spring loaded that way, as opposed to it being over here, like right there, it's really spring loaded. But I'm not sure if the spring loaded is keeping it this way and not that way. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay. This was not broken. It is definitely spring loaded. It's amazing how spring loaded this thing is. And when the leg is this way, that's going to go in like that, and then we're going to have to spin this way. All right, I'll be back. Okay, so I managed to put the leg in, this one, and when I remove the two screws that hold it, you do need a really small screwdriver. This is, God almighty, what is this? This is a flathead S2, and you gotta have to put it in like right in here. I don't know if y'all can see that. And right in here, and depending on how much the drone's been used, that's going to determine how hard it is to get this out. And I kind of bent this a little bit here and over here to get that out. And what's going to happen is, in this configuration, right, this is the right leg, right rear leg. When you pull that out, it's going to snap that way. So what I did was took a marker and I marked right here, like that, and I marked right there, so that I knew that, you know, when I pull that out, this thing's going to go that way, and I know that the red has to go that way, and it'll go in basically just one way. And it is a little difficult to get it in through this guy and get it in through that guy right there, that hole. Okay, so you have to be mindful of that. Now it's just soldering. I was having some issues with the solder, and I figured it out. I think I was using some silver solder instead of some lead solder, and that's how come these guys here, these larger solder areas there, were having some issues, and I couldn't get the wire out and stuff. But I went ahead and changed to the 60/40 solder that's tin and lead, and I'm hoping that that's going to work a lot better. So I didn't have to lift this in my case. And the way I'm gonna get this guy to go in there is I'm gonna when I finish putting this guy on this screw up here, I am going to move this leg all the way up, which is going to bring this guy down, and then that's how I'm going to solder. Okay. All right. Be back in a bit.